came in a sheet of birds.
You dare me to try and feed it?
Oh. Aww. There's babies. I'll show you. Aww. There's so many ducks.
Yeah.
They're swarming. We were just wondering where Puss was, and I hoped she'd be in here. And here she was, taking a nap. So today is a work day, and I'm on my half an hour with this. This looked nicer when I first packed it. It's been jumbled around to get a bit, but I have a good selection of healthy and delicious foods here. So it is a good lunch break. Meow. It's very cute. Third day in a row I've come back of an afternoon/evening to find Pusketti on my bed. And this time there's no sheets or duvets for her to sit on because they're getting washed. Washed so that they're clean of all the cat hair and stuff. And now she's sitting on this one. Thank you, Pusketti. Appreciate it. But I'm not gonna kick her off. We've come to the end of the week. Mainly just saw my pets this week. That's fine, because that's what's been exciting. Then I could show you. I have 2 stories, but I'll get to them in a sec. It's the school holidays now, so in 2 days I'm actually gonna do something. You'll see when we get there, but I have a few plans. I thought I'd be pretty busy. Kind of am. Got a few shifts at work, but there's also a few days where I'm just at home, so we'll see what I get up to then. Maybe I'll make a video I've always wanted. Doesn't matter. I'll leave it as a surprise because it's a surprise to me too. So my first story was the last day of school, Friday afternoon, coming home on the bus. We were coming up to a set of traffic lights, and it must have gone red because we were going really slow, about to stop or like not quite stopped. And then there was a big thud, and it was super loud, and we were kind of near the back of the bus and I could tell it was coming from behind us. We weren't sure what it was. I thought it could be like a problem with the bus, like the engine or whatever, but it was a car running into the back of the bus. So everyone was a bit surprised. We weren't sure what would happen next. And the driver pulled over and went out with a notepad and pen and got the registration details from the driver of the car. And that went surprisingly well, I think. Like, the driver was good about it, and so was the car driver. So, I mean, for an accident, I was in a crash, basically. For an accident, it was okay. Then when we got off the bus, I went and looked to see how bad it was. The back of the bus was scratched a bit, and the number plate was dented and had started to fall off, but the bus was definitely not broken. So it wasn't that bad for the bus, but like buses are big vehicles. I don't know what happened to the car. Should have seen the other guy. Anyway, I second story is another car story. So, also on Friday, we got a new car, one that Cameron and I will learn to drive on. So, it's a manual, but a kind of high-tech manual. So it's easier to drive than the Ute, because I was struggling with the Ute, but harder to drive than the silver car. And today was my second go on it. And I've been going pretty well. I managed to be able to start it smoothly in the end, because most of the time when I start it, the car like shudders and jumps a bit, and then I get going. But I kind of got the hang of that, and then I was starting off on my way home, going up a hill, and I tried to go from second gear to third gear so I could get a bit faster to get some more momentum to get over the hill. But I accidentally changed it to fifth gear, which is this car's highest gear. And then my mum was like, put your foot down on the gas. So I started and nothing was happening. We were just slowing down, and she was like, go faster. So I put my foot all the way down and nothing happened. Like, it didn't even try to rev. And then we were just going slower and slower as we're going up this hill on the main road until we were about to stop. So I hit the brakes. And my mum put on the hazard lights because we were in the way and cars had to start going around us. And then I put in first gear and I had to try and do a hill start. And I haven't done many of those, and the hill is pretty big and steep. So I tried like 3 times and it didn't work. And then I started to smell a burning smell. And then my mum drove, and she drove off, luckily. And the smell didn't really go away, which is super strange. We think I might have heated up the clutch too much while I was trying to start it. I mean, it still worked because we drove home, but that was a bit weird. So, those are my stories. That's about it for me this week. I'm sure other things happened, but my car crash and my becoming a hazard, those were the main events, unfortunately. But it'd be like that.